afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. Now, before I bring my special guest in today, don't forget to follow our social media stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram is at ASC Pods. You can find our entire catalog on B Plus Player Radio. Find them on Twitter at B Plus Radio. And don't forget to check out our sponsors over at Too Sweet Magazine. Find them on Twitter at TOO Sweet Mag. All right, my special guest today, you might have seen him on 205 Live, the Cruiserweight Classic. I know he's been in WWC for quite some time. Mr. Mecha Wolf. Mecha, how are you doing this afternoon?
Doing amazing, man. Doing great, doing pretty great. Been training super hard. Business has been picking up this year, so, just trying to do my best to stay in the best shape possible.
Now, when I was doing my research to have you on, I was going through your social media and stuff. You really like the new Slipknot song, huh?
Oh yeah, it's pretty good, man. Pretty good. I'm really into that whole band scene and stuff. So I'm really glad that they finally came up with some old sounding Slipknot stuff. So I'm really pumped up about it.
Oh, it reminds me of the old school stuff from like '99.
Yeah, definitely.
I was like, holy crap! It reminded me of my high school days because, real quick, funny story. I went to Catholic school, high school, when I was growing up. I had I think it was like Revolver or one of those rock metal magazines back in the day, and I had Slipknot on the cover, and everybody was scared of how they looked and stuff. So I always thought it was cool. But let's get right into it. What are your first memories of pro wrestling growing up?
So like me, when I, everybody usually watches wrestling through like some grandfather figure or grandmother, with me it was my great grandfather. He was really into wrestling. So, the first time I saw like the Ultimate Warrior on like a clip, and I saw like Shawn Michaels and like Bret Hart, I like was mesmerized by it. Like there was like no turning back for me at that point. And then like, I believe I was like maybe 4 years old, and I fell in love with it instantly. I started painting my face like the Warrior, running around with face paint, like just being a crazy kid because I love pro wrestling. And in Puerto Rico, the culture, pro wrestling is very is part of the culture. It's been part of it for many years, and over there, we didn't have a lot of access to WWE, WWF stuff, so we would watch WWC, which was Carlos Colon company. So I would watch that on Saturdays and Sundays, and their style was completely different. It was very bloody. It was very blood and guts type of thing. Lots of brawling, and that's what people liked over there. So like those were like my first memories of pro wrestling.
That's awesome, man. I was a Hogan guy. I remember, obviously, WrestleMania 6 with Hogan and Warrior, but back then, in the town I lived in, we didn't have, like, pay-per-view access, so you had to wait and go to, like, the local video store and wait till the VHS came out.
No, Yup. That was another thing, and, like, when I was, when I was little, growing up, one of the only shows we had access to was WWF Metal. So
oh wow, you're taking it back.
Yeah, so that's what I would have access to when I was growing up. So yeah, it's pretty crazy, so like we got what we could, whenever we could.
Oh yeah. Now, when did you decide you were gonna hey, I'm gonna give this a try?
So I was 15 years old, and one of my best friends, Jesse, he's now in the Air Force military. So he knew our trainer from other people. Like he knew that he was like a friend of his one of his family members. and he knew that he was a wrestler, a very famous wrestler in Puerto Rico, and he basically like told him, "I said, hey, like if you open up a school," because my buddy Jesse, he's always had like a very business mentality. So ever since he was small, like he was always trying to figure out ways of making more money. So he was like, "Hey, if you open up the school," he's telling the trainer, he said, "Hey, you can make more money. You know, you'll have this and this and that." So it's this little 15-year-old kid talking to like a 50-year-old man, you know, trying to convince him to open up a school so he could make money out of it. So finally, he convinced him, and we started training. But right before we were going to start training, our trainer turns around and goes like, "Okay, I'll start. I will open up a wrestling school under one condition: you guys have to help me build a ring." So we literally helped him build a ring from scratch, from the ground up. It wasn't the most like sophisticated or nicest ring. It was very hard. It was very stiff. But we really learned how to be tough, you know, and how to be able to like face any type of environment when it came to like hard rings or like, you know, getting beat up too much, because like we got the crap beat out of us at training. So he really built us up into really good wrestlers, and I'm eternally thankful for my trainer for that. But yeah, at the age of 15, that's when everything started, man.
I was going to say, at 15, if someone asked you to do that, I know if it was me, I would have been like, hell yeah, I'll help build a ring.
Yeah, I was all for it. You know, me and my friend were all for it. We just wanted to start training. You know, we just didn't. We split a newspaper out. We were wrestling in the stoplights for tips. We were doing anything we could to make money so we could join the school. You know,
that's crazy. What was that experience like for you, training like that?
It was great. You know, it was all I wanted to do at that point in my life. You know, I knew that it was where I wanted to be, and it felt right at home. And then the people that I had around me, my trainer, the rest of the students that were at the school, they were all really great people, and we were all like friends for years. So it was like we were waiting for this moment, you know. So like we also had like a backyard wrestling company, so like we were all waiting for, you know, to get trained, because we all had ideas of how wrestling went, you know. So like we just were excited to just get in there and do it, you know.
Totally. Now, who did you train with? You said a bunch of your friends?
My trainer, my actual trainer, is the Invader number 3. He is a very famous cruiserweight wrestler, light heavyweight wrestler from Puerto Rico. In the States,
I'm familiar with him.
In the States, he was known as the Invader number 2, and then in Japan, he was just known as the Invader, and also in Mexico. So he wrestled everywhere. But you know, he's a great wrestler, very nice and humble man. You know, he like really taught us like how to like be humble, but also not let people step all over us. So like, I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. He was a great trainer. Invader number 3, Johnny Rivera, wherever he's at in Puerto Rico. Shout out to him.
Totally. Now, how do you think his training helped you to become the performer you are right now?
Well, he taught me more than anything. He taught me how to make stuff look real. You know, he's very adamant about stuff looking good and stuff not looking, you know, like, you know, soft and stuff like that. So his training like really helped me develop my striking skills, my chain wrestling skill. You know, like, he taught me how to be a complete, well-rounded wrestler, not just focus on one style. He taught me how to like be well-rounded and how to be able to like face any type of wrestler and not only you know, wrestle with them, but also come out on top.
That's awesome, man. Now you were in WWC. You worked there for, you know, a bit here and there. What was the experience like working for them and working in Puerto Rico? Because you hear all kind of stories that the fans are pretty rabid down there.
Well, you know, it's like everything. It's you know, fans are rabid everywhere. You know, like just like it's like when the stories always get to the people, they're always like triple fight, or like they've already added so much to the story. It's like,
That's
yes,
true.
fans are rough, but like, you know, it's like everything. It's like, oh, don't go to Puerto Rico because they're gonna like throw piss at you and throw car batteries at you. Like that does not happen. You know, that is just like stuff people tell you so you don't go to the country. Basically, it's like everybody telling you Mexico's bad. Mexico's not bad. There's bad places, just like every other country
I was going to say,
inside
it's
of
just
Mexico.
like, every other
You know?
part of the world.
But it's like everybody always like puts it like makes it seem like it's just like third world country. Like people are still walking around and freaking like you know, with no clothes and face paint on. You know what I mean? Like it's not like that at all. But like working down there, it's like it's cool, you know, because it's just being there. It's like a completely different style, and like coming up in the business in WWC and IWA, I went to TV right away, you know. So I'm like a 16, 17-year-old kid wrestling in television in front of thousands of people, you know, with these guys are like twice my age, you know, and they've been around for years. So like I was able to like soak in all this information from all the older guys, and I was also able to just like learn so much from every single, like learn how to work for television. Like I was already learning how to do that at age 16, you know, like that's unheard of, you know. So like I was very lucky and very fortunate to have been able to like come around WWC and IWA in Puerto Rico and all the other companies that gave me an opportunity. And yeah, like I said, I'm really grateful for that.
I was going to say, and at that age, it's almost like a trial by fire where you sink or swim. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And you're also like thinking that you're like the greatest gift to wrestling. You know what I mean? Because when you start wrestling, you think that you know everything, you know, and you don't. So like, it was like I had to like learn. I had to get beat up a lot, you know. I learned the hard way, and like I'm really grateful for everybody who was around and taught me any type of thing, or like, you know, showed me the ropes per se. Because you know, in those times it was very dog eat dog type of business coming around. You know, I'm talking about 16 years ago. So like back then, you know, it was very dog eat dog. Not like now. Now it's like everybody tries to help each other out a little bit more. But back then, you know, being so young and like coming up in the business was very hard. But I was lucky to have been able to do it where I did it, because it was like going through like college almost, you know, and like finally like, you know, being like going to the world after I was done.
Totally. See, I think that's really cool that now you see more guys wanting to help each other as opposed to just being more cutthroat.
Exactly, man. It's like everything. The business has changed with time, and that's what's really good about it. Now everybody just wants to have good matches. Everybody's helping each other out because everybody wants to be able to make money and live a good life, and it's great. Instead of stepping on everybody's toes, you know, it's a way to do it.
I think that's how it should be anyway, because there's, you know, stuff that goes on the indie scene up here that's I could write a book about, but I always said at the end of the day, the end goal is to make money.
Exactly. And entertain the fans, you know what I mean? And
oh, absolutely.
just make good memories more than anything. I'm a memory person, man. I like making good moments, making good memories, and you know, it fills me with joy to like get to a locker room on a Friday, on a Thursday, all the way through a Sunday, and like see like my friends and just laugh and smile and joke around. And sometimes you don't see them for months, sometimes you see them for weeks in a row, and then you don't see them again, you know. And it's cool. It's a really crazy, cool world, but it's also like a big family. So, you know, wrestling has given me like another family. So it's awesome.
Oh, totally. That's awesome. Now, a couple years back, you were one of the alternates on the Cruiserweight Classic. What was that experience like? Because that was when WWE was finally starting to look at cruiserweights, and it's like, hey, you know, we want to kind of start a division eventually and so forth.
Well, they let me know about the Cruiserweight Classic like 6 months in advance. When they told me about it, I was like 235 pounds. So I was way over the limit. I was 30 pounds over the weight limit. So I got on like a super crazy diet and workout schedule, and I busted my butt, man, and I dropped down to like 186 pounds.
Holy shit!
I was in the best shape of my life. I looked great, and then literally the week off, me and a few other guys find out that we were part of an alternate list, just in case anybody got hurt. So you could imagine how crappy that felt. You know, you're getting ready, spending all this money for 6 months of your life, you know, getting ready for this opportunity, and then the week off comes and they tell you that you're not going to be in this tournament, but you still have to show up and be part of, you know, all the activities and everything. Oh. And it ate me alive just being there watching the matches, because it's like, man, I could just be there doing it too. But, you know, it's like everything, you know, that like wrestling is the way it is, and like, you know, stuff goes up and stuff goes down, and I'm very happy that I was able to be part of that, because like thanks to that I got a lot of exposure, and a lot of people saw my name, and you know, I'm really, really happy that even though I wasn't able to wrestle in the actual tournament, I was part of it. Like I feel like like myself and everybody else, we were all part of it, and like the guys that were there that week, I feel like they all feel the same way, you know, like everybody there together, you know, did that. So
yeah, it was
awesome. It was awesome to be part of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, regardless, you know, they can't take that away from you. Nobody can, that you were there.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, you actually had a match on 205 Live. I forget when it was. It's been quite some time. The reason I bring it up is because you were apparently injured in that match, and you know how the internet is. People want to make 10 million crazy stories. I just wanted to know your side of kind of what happened there.
Well, it's like everything, man. Like, we work with injuries all the time. We just don't know how bad they are. You know, and then when stuff goes bad, it goes bad, and it goes south, and it could happen at any time. It could happen at any moment. And you know, I had a previous injury that I was taking care of, and I was cleared by WWE doctors. I was cleared by my doctor before I went and performed and did everything. And the next thing you know, man, I throw a kick and my knee just completely just gives on me. So then at that point, I'm just trying to like finish the match. I'm trying to just finish the match and you know, try to make the best of it with the time that I had, and like considering the injury that I had, you know, I was trying to make the best of it, but we had to do what we had to do, and you know, and just finish the match. And that's literally what happened, dude. You know, like we all wrestle with injuries. Like Mustafa Ali did it at the Cruiserweight Classic, you know what I mean? Like, fucking tons of wrestlers wrestled with tons of injuries all the time that people don't know about. But when something goes bad, you know, stuff like that happens, and then you're not able to, like, freaking walk, like what happened to me, you know, like. And I'm actually grateful that happened, because otherwise I would have kept wrestling like that, and it probably would have been worse. You know what I mean? I would have been taking more dates. I would have taken more, you know, more bookings, and as time would have progressed, my knee would have gotten worse and worse and worse. So
yeah, and you could have got to the point where you had like a career-ending injury. Yeah,
exactly. So I was like actually lucky that happened, but it kind of sucked because I didn't have any money saved up, you know what I mean? So I had to, like, it was really like it was a really crazy time in my life, but I'm really glad that I was able to come up on top, and you know, hopefully one day I'll come back to WWE, redeem myself, but that's up to them. You know, I'm just working hard, and it's gonna keep working hard, you know, doing what I do.
Totally. Now I put up a thing on our social media pages for the fans if they wanted to ask you questions. I have a couple if you don't mind answering.
Yep.
All right. Excuse me. All right. At @fan_lucha libre. Are you planning to sign with any company, or will you still be working on the indies?
I really enjoy working as an independent wrestler and doing, and just doing it myself and just being my own boss and everything. But if like the opportunity were to rise where I could sign a contract with a company like Ring of Honor, Impact Wrestling, or Lucha Underground, I would totally take up on that, because like it's like the places where I would like to be. So obviously WWE will be the ultimate goal, but I would like to go through like those companies first before I will even look to go to WWE. So yeah, man, I will definitely be open for any of that.
Okay, we have at John Music 86 wants me to ask you about your dog Lucha.
Lucha the dog, man. Lucha the dog. He's I got him in Puerto Rico in my brother's house when he was 6 weeks old. He's about to be 5 years old now. That dog, man, is the love of my life. He's been through everything with me. He's been to Mexico with me. Lived in Mexico with me. He's lived all over the place, man. He's a world traveler, that little dog, and yeah, man, it's the love of my life. I love that dog.
All right, at Generation Championship Wrestling over at GCW 420, they want to know, what is your perfect Sunday morning?
Man, perfect Sunday morning. If I'm not just landing from a flight somewhere, my perfect Sunday morning would be to wake up, go train with my friends at the Swamp Vikings, do some steel combat, train with them. After that, I usually I go to the gym, and then just relax, man. Get a pizza, hang out with my dogs, my friends, and just, try to like chill.
Yeah, gotta love the pizza,
because I'm usually booked all weekend. So like, if I have Sunday off, it's like the best.
Oh yeah, just like a lounge day.
Yep, definitely.
All right, and at Chris effing Jones wants to know, what is your favorite Iron Maiden song?
Oh man, that's hard. Man. Oh man, I really like The Trooper and Number of the Beast. Man, there's so many.
I know, I'm a big 2 Minutes to Midnight guy.
Yeah, man, I actually saw them live on the Book of Souls tour a couple of years ago in Fort Lauderdale. It was amazing. The first show of the tour too, so they were fresh off, Yeah,
awesome. They were really into it.
Yeah, it was great. It was pretty great.
Now that's awesome. What I wanted to ask you was, I know sometimes you go by Mr. 450, or you do.
Not anymore. That's done.
Okay, my apologies.
This is Mecha Wolf 450 now, and I'm really glad that I changed it because I'm so much more than a guy that does a 450 splash. So I want to thank Sami Callihan for finally pushing me to change my name.
Because I was going to ask you about that. How did that all come about? And that because I really dig the wolf mask. I think it's super cool.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Actually, it was like literally Sami Callihan one day looked at me. He's like, dude, you look like a wolf, but you look like a machine. You should be the Mecha Wolf. You're like a werewolf. You should be the Mecha Wolf. And like he kept bothering me about it. And I thought it was the goofiest fucking thing ever, And I'm one of those people that like I don't like change, man. I like what I like,
I hear you.
So like he kept like egging me on, and I finally did it. And I'm really thankful that I did because merchandise wise and everything, and my look and everything, it's really helped me evolve and develop into this character that I really like and enjoy doing. So, yeah, I'm really glad that I went through that change.
That's awesome. And like you had mentioned to me, you're going to, at some point, have masks, I guess you call them like replica masks.
Yep. Trying to get fiberglass replicas made. So it's hard, but I'm trying to make it happen.
I think you'll do really well with those because like we had previously discussed, you the guy that made yours is the same that did Dave and Jake Chris and Sammy Callahan's and a lot of those guys. So he's a legit dude that does.
Yeah, Rockwell from Rock Mass, he's amazing, man. He does.
Oh yeah, he does killer work.
Yep,
I think you'll do really well with those replicas.
Yeah, hopefully, like we'll get those going pretty soon.
Absolutely. Now, I have to be frank with you. I've never seen you live until last Friday when I saw you wrestle Jimmy Lloyd, and I didn't personally tell you this. I messaged you this. I thought you had the best match of the night, where it was how do I want to, like, you might have not had a lot of time, but you were like balls to the wall, 100 miles an hour the whole match.
Yeah, man, we made the best of it with what we had. Jimmy is a very talented guy. I saw him wrestle Sammy Callahan a few times, and I was like, man, this guy's good, and he's young, and he's hungry. So I told him, I was like, man, let's go out there and just kill it, and that's what we did, dude. So I'm really grateful and thankful for you saying that, because I was like, man, we have to go out there and just kill it, because it's my first time here. So yeah, man, I think we had a really fun match, and yeah, I'm happy. I'm super happy with it, man. Actually,
that's
hopefully
awesome.
I'll be back soon.
Is there someone that you want to work that you haven't necessarily been able to get in the ring with yet?
Yes, definitely. There's a few guys. Right off the bat, Kenny Omega, obviously. I would like to wrestle my boy Flip Gordon. He's one of my best friends in the business. We never had a singles match. I would love to wrestle him.
I love Flip. He's a great dude.
Yeah, I love Flip. He's a good dude. Yeah, man, there's just a few guys that I really like. Marty Scroll, I would love to work Marty Scroll. Cody, obviously. I work the best guys. I've wrestled pretty much everybody and everybody and everyone, and I just want to wrestle the best of the best and prove myself.
That's awesome, man. Now, what's the plans for you for the rest of the year and 2019 and beyond?
Well, pretty much I'm just gonna finish up all my dates that I have right now, and then next year I got some stuff in the works that I'm cooking up with some projects, and also I'm gonna be doing a lot more traveling. Hopefully, India. I was supposed to go to India this year, and it fell through, but hopefully it'll happen next year. There's a lot of good stuff going on, so I'm pretty sure you'll see my face a lot more now than before.
That's awesome, man. Now, if people want to contact you on social media, whether it be to say hello or whatever, how would they do that?
I'm an Instagram guy, so if you guys could get me on Instagram at Mecha Wolf 450, just hit me up on there. I'm an Instagram guy. That's my jam. That's my jam.
All right, that's good to know. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come on and chat it up for a little while.
Not a problem. Thank you for having me, and I really appreciate the words. And hopefully I'll be in the Jersey area again soon.
All right, man. Well, on that note, we're going to get out of here for today. Don't don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that stuff, and we'll see you back next time. Have a good day, everybody.